Hand ties are one method used to efficiently tie square knots. Performing hand ties requires that you follow a specific hand motion. Tying a square knot with your hands is not the same as using a hand tie to tie a square knot. Hand ties follow a specific motion, which is important to master. Hand ties generally use more suture than instrument ties because of the extra length needed to hold the suture. Hand ties can be either a one-hand or a two-hand tie. Despite the name, the suture is held in both hands for either technique. The two-hand tie provides a surgeon with the best precision for maintaining constant suture tension during knot tying. For a right-handed person, the longer end of the suture should be held away from you in your left hand. Your right hand should hold the shorter end closer to you. The first step is to form a loop around the index finger on your left hand by placing the suture held by your left hand behind your index finger and using your right hand to wrap the suture over your left index finger. Next, bring your left thumb and forefinger together. Pass them through the loop. Grab the suture in your right hand. Let go of the suture in your right hand and pass them back through the loop. Re-grab the suture using your right hand and pull the knot down. The knot should be pulled with steady, even horizontal pressure, with the suture ends pulled parallel to the floor. Notice that your left and right hands will switch sides such that your right hand is now away from you and your left hand is towards you. Once this knot has been pulled tight, begin the next throw by making a loop around your left thumb. The suture in your left hand should be on the near side of your thumb, and your right hand will bring up the suture to make a loop. Just like the last throw, bring your thumb and forefinger together, rotate them through the loop, and grab the suture in your right hand. Let go of the suture in your right hand and use your left hand to pass it through the loop. Re-grab the suture with your right hand and pull the knot tight. Use even force, pull parallel to the floor, and switch your hands so that your right hand is close to you. Now you are in a position to begin another knot by forming a loop around your left index finger and beginning again. Keep repeating these steps over and over to form muscle memory. Generally, you should throw at least 4 throws or 2 complete square knots for any ligature. You can start with either the loop around the index finger or the thumb, depending on which hand has the short end of the suture. If your left hand is away from you, use your index finger to form the loop. If your left hand is close to you, use your thumb to form the loop. Now watch as square knots are tied using a two-hand tie. Watch again as a two-hand tie is performed. This time, the perspective is from the opposite side of the surgery table. When mastered, a one-hand tie can be performed more rapidly than a two-hand tie, but less precise tension is able to be applied to the suture during knot tightening. You can use your dominant or non-dominant hand to perform a one-hand tie. To perform a left-handed one-hand tie, hold the longer length of the suture in your left hand and away from you. Hold the shorter suture in your right hand and close to you. Extend your left index finger and make a loop around your left index finger by bringing the suture in your right hand up to your left index finger. Use your left index finger to go over the suture in your right hand and under the suture in your left hand. Use your left index finger to pull the rest of the suture through that loop. You should now have an overhand knot. Your left hand should be moving towards you and your right hand moving away from you. Be sure to end with your left hand oriented so that your palm is facing down and the suture is held between your left thumb and index finger. Pull the overhand knot tight with even horizontal pressure. Next, while maintaining a grip on the suture with your left thumb and index finger, flip your left hand so your palm is facing up. Make a loop over your left middle, ring, and pinky fingers by bringing the suture in your left hand up. Use your left middle finger to go over the suture in your right hand and under the suture in your left hand. Use your left middle finger to pull that suture through the loop, creating an overhand knot. Now your left hand should be moving away from you and your right hand moving toward you. Pull with even horizontal pressure. Keep repeating these steps over and over to form muscle memory. Generally, you should throw at least 4 throws, or 2 complete square knots for any ligature. Now watch as square knots are tied using a 2-hand tie. Watch again as a one-hand tie is performed. This time, the perspective is from the opposite side of the surgery table.